What's going on, guys? It's Brad with Trading OTCs. Glad you all can join me tonight. Kind of want to start off with a little bit of a somber note before we get started on today's topic, and that has to do with the the attack on YouTube tonight. Um, it was pretty disturbing to me. I don't know if it was disturbing to the rest of you or not, but I try to think about how you even fathom, you're just eating lunch one day and somebody comes up and just shoots you for no good reason. Um, it's just something that I just can't believe ever happening. Nonetheless, to YouTube, um, you know, this YouTube is what makes this possible. Your life has changed because of YouTube in some form or fashion. Um, and I think for the positive anyway. I try to use it as a positive platform to help you guys learn and trade and just make changes in your lives that are positive. And it's just one of those things that just really upsets me. And my thoughts and prayers are with those that were affected with that shooting. Hopefully, everybody turns out okay. I did hear that the shooter was as far as I know, is the only casualty. But any life lost is a tragedy, in my opinion. So anyway, I just wanted to address that to express my condolences to the families of the victims that were affected by that senseless tragedy. So anyway, guys, just wanted to talk to you tonight about patterns and how they can help you be a better trader. More specifically, we're going to talk about channel patterns tonight. And for those of you who, whether you trade OTCs, whether you trade, big board stocks, such as anything that's on the New York Stock Exchange, or even if you're a trader that, you trade cryptocurrency, I think this could be applied as well. So this type of pattern, the channel patterns, are very easy to identify and trade off of, whether you're a day trader, whether you're a swing trader, if you're doing this long term, if you're doing it short term. It's very easy to identify a support and a resistance on channel patterns. And so I wanted to excuse me, show you how I identify those channel patterns with ticker symbol RSII. I touched on it a little bit last night, and I got a lot of feedback about channel patterns. What are they? What's an ascending channel? What's a descending channel? What's a sideways channel? That sort of thing. So we're going to touch on those, and let me go ahead and get started by sharing my screen with y'all real quick. Let me go ahead and just address some people. Let's see here. Man, a lot of people tuning in tonight, so good to see that. Nathan, Jesse, Michael, glad to see you guys joining me tonight. If you aren't new to this channel, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I hope that I could gain a subscription from you after tonight's video. If you're returning, welcome back. And let's go ahead and get started here. Sharing my screen right now. There's a pretty interesting analysis, or I'm sorry, very effective and very useful analysis. Let me get this out of the way. Tool that is tradingview.com. So for those of you, I'm going to start using this more often, only because it's very simple to use. It's got a lot of really good indicators and tools that you can really get into the technical analysis on any stock. It's tradingview.com. And the reason I'm going to use this is because anybody can use it. And so that I don't want to exclude folks that only use TD Ameritrade, or exclude folks that only use E-Trade or any other trading platform. This is very easy for anyone to get to and use. And I think that this is going to make things much more inclusive for folks who only trade on one platform or the other. So this is the daily chart on RSII. For those of you who didn't join me last night, I expressed that this is going to be one of my stocks to watch for the month of April, based off of certain catalysts that I've done on my own due diligence. But this is a very good example of these channel patterns. And what I mean by that, so the first one I want to address, let's go out and look at the 1 month view here. This is just a 30-minute candle. And this right here, see this like straight line that I went ahead and drew for you? So I got one on the bottom, and this is a top line here that I went ahead and drew for you ahead of time. And this is what we call a what did I want to say? Oh, a straight line or pattern. Um, and so, or sideways pattern. That's what I was going to say. Sideways pattern. Uh, and so it's basically just moves in a sideways form, and it bounces off of support levels throughout this channel, and bounces off of these resistant levels until that channel breaks. And this one actually broke very hard. Once it broke that channel, oftentimes they do, and it broke down, and it broke down into this descending channel. And so obviously you can see that it broke out of this descending channel a little bit. And this is on the 1 month. It looks a little bit neater on the daily chart, but as you can see, it still bounces within this channel pretty well until it reaches this hard support. And I actually drew this line out too, this hard support line from all the way back in the middle of March. That's where it bounced off of. And as I explained to you guys last night, it hit this solid support level quite a few times and started to run back up. So let me go ahead and go back to, let's go ahead and go to just a 5-day chart here. Get this out of the way. Okay, okay. And what I explained to you guys yesterday was that you can actually break this down on a daily chart. Let me go ahead and do that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a chart, or draw a channel just on the 1 day. So, whoops. So I'm going to draw here a channel that starts right here at this support within the channel, and then another one that starts. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. Another one that starts right here, and then you can do another one that starts from here to here. And as you can see, there's supports and resistances within this channel. It doesn't really go outside of this channel. It just kind of stays very neatly in here. But when I was showing you last night, that sometimes it can fake break out of that channel. And that's where I decided to hop into this thing, because I felt as if this was a very bullish, uptrending, ascending channel that was going to continue into today. And as a matter of fact, it did. And so that's why I think that you can use this for not only just day trading, but you can use it for swing trading as well. So you can, buy in at the bottom of this support level on a daily chart. If you're looking at like a 5-minute or even a 1-minute candlestick pattern to follow these channels. And same thing goes for this. So like if I wanted to just draw a line here on a daily, this is, basically an ascending pattern within an ascending pattern, because this is just a daily chart. Or if you wanted to just do a day trade, you could identify this within just a 1 day trade. If you wanted to identify this ascending channel, because if you're doing a day trade, say you got in at the bottom of this ascending channel, and rode it this channel, and then ended up breaking, that's when you would, consider selling. I don't want to tell you that that's exactly when you want to sell, but, for me, I'm holding this a little bit longer based off of, the information that I explained to you last night. But this is something that you can do within your own, style of trading. If you don't like to hold things overnight, if you like to just get in and get out, this is definitely something that you could capitalize on when you're identifying these types of trend lines and channels. And it will help you identify these patterns so that you can find a better spot to buy into. Sorry, I kind of like double talking myself a little bit, but I just wanted to get you to understand that there's ways you can do this as a day trader, and ways you can do this as a swing trader. And so for if you back out of this and see that this is actually a pretty hard resistance level, is probably around the 018, 0175 level. So it'll be interesting to see if this breaks this pattern. So tomorrow, if this breaks this resistance here, we could continue to see a very bullish ascending pattern here. So that is it in a nutshell when it comes to identifying these channels. Again, we have a sideways moving channel here. This is a great example because you have all three of them in one particular stock. So you have the sideways channel here, descending and ascending, and as long as they stays within that pattern there, you can certainly trade within that. As long as you can identify at least 2 points within that channel to trade within. That's the easiest way to identify those, and that's kind of like, you know, probably in my opinion, one of the easiest patterns to follow, and a way that you would say you could identify. You know, it's hard to identify a pattern like that is when it got real volatile. When this catalyst hit, like I was explaining to you last night, there's not a real channel here that exists. But the channel starts here when with real tight consolidation going on, and then obviously there's a sell off here, and there's not really any rhyme or reason to that. But then it fell into this real hard support and started running back up and reversed, running back up into this ascending channel. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. I know I kind of like you get into these things where you know what you want to say, and then all of a sudden you kind of forget what you're going to say, and such is life when you're live, right? But having said that, let me go ahead and ask y'all, uh, or if you have any questions that I might be able to answer. Let's see here. Ryan Lafferty says, "Aloha, aloha. I'm guessing you're from Hawaii. Why don't you invite me over? I'd gladly come over." Um, okay. So based on the last bullish pattern, chances are that it should trend up tomorrow. Cami is asking that question. So Cami, I'm going to watch. It's basically one of those things where you're going to wait and see. Like I said, I'm waiting. So my style of trading for this is very different than what I was, explaining to you here when it comes to identifying patterns. If you're looking to just make a simple swing trade, just something that's in and out, you buy in one day, you sell the next type of thing. This is a great example to show you how to do that, because not all of you might be long-term investors or waiting or willing to wade into something, at weeks at a time. In anticipation of some kind of catalyst that would drive the price up on this particular stock. So, or any stock. So this is a way for you to identify a pattern so that you can make a day trade or a short swing trade. Whereas my style is going to be, I'm waiting on this, as I explained in my due diligence last night about why this is one to watch for the whole month of April. We're in the very beginning stages of April. So I'm in this one. I got in at a very, I think, a reasonably cheap price based off of the reversal that I was noticing take place. And with the news that should be coming towards the end of the month and into the beginning of next, that is what I'm waiting for me. But I wanted to show you how easy it is to identify these patterns if you wanted to just day trade it or swing trade it, in a short span of time. Let's see here. Ryan says my doors are always open. Thanks, man. Next time I plan on making a trip to Hawaii, I definitely will do that. I've never been, so I might hit you up on that actually. Sorry for the noise. Thanks for the information. No problem, man. Do MSPC on the graph. So MSPC is not one that I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of technical analysis with. It hasn't really done a whole lot. It's been very quiet on MSPC. So once something starts to get going with that, I'll be able to show you a little bit more of some kind of pattern. But right now I haven't been able to identify a clear one yet on that. That one's strictly on the due diligence that I've done on it. RSII does seem to be getting close to an old support, new resistance. Is that a concern for the next few days? I don't know, because it really didn't start to do that towards the end of the day. If you look, the last, a lot of us call it power hour. So from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, the hour before the close, it started acting a little weird. It started to drop out of that ascending channel a little bit, but then there was a few buys towards the very last minutes of the day. So if you look at the last 5 minute candle, there was some pretty good buying going on there. So I'm not really ready to say that it's breaking the channel just yet until market open to see if we can identify as whether or not it's breaking that channel one way or the other. Okay. Did LIBE Facebook page take down that Annie image? I don't know. It's probably still on there. Um, First time on live. Welcome, E. Thompson. Thanks for joining us tonight. Um, how often do you do this? I do this, so I'm actually trying to do more, but I do about 3 to 4 videos a week. I'm really trying to get into doing at least five, Monday through Friday. I'm trying to get into that. So for those of you who don't know me, don't follow me within Discord, I actually am leaving my job. My day-to-day 9 to 5 job is going to be no more. Actually, my technical last day. Um, has already gotten here, but I have to hand off certain accounts and that sort of thing. So just filtering it out, um, the last, I guess, tidbits of my job, and then I'm going to be doing this full time. I'm going to be serving you guys. So definitely, we'll be needing more and more of your support as this transition takes place, and cannot wait for the future of Brad's YouTube channel as well as my trading career with you guys. So definitely excited about that. Um, can you talk about T trades? So T trades are just real quick. T trades. I'm going to actually make that a whole topic because I really want to dive into that. But T trades, the short of it is that market makers, in particular dilutive market makers, um, will make trades within the day and hide those trades until the end, and then present them, at the end of the day. They are able to do that. How they're able to do that, I have no idea. But I want to actually um, show that to you on a different topic because, again, that getting in depth on that and what are dilutive market makers and stuff like that, especially for the new folks, I don't want to get into it too much. So we'll make that a whole topic so that there's less confusion. But that, in a nutshell, is what T trades are. They're trades that are made throughout the day that you don't see until the end um, of the day, which is why a lot of times if you're in a ticker that's being diluted and that you see that drastic price change at the end of the day, that's what that is. They're T trades that take place and are presented immediately after the close. Right. Yeah, Investopedia has solid info on anything. If you guys have like any questions and I'm not readily available and you're just trying to do work on your own, Investopedia seems to have pretty solid information on that. All right. Yeah. So guys, I know that you're asking me about some tickers here, but honestly, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of information on tickers that aren't traded in the OTC because that's just my area of expertise. So um, I'd love to be able to help you as long as it's an over-the-counter stock. For me, I don't want to steer you one way or the other um, on where I think something like Tesla is going because it's something that I don't regularly trade throughout the day, so I don't want to misinform you on anything. So, do I use Thinkorswim for trading? No, I actually use TD Ameritrade and E-Trade. So I actually use the TD Ameritrade Trade Architect app. It's to my understanding that Trade Architect is going to be no more here within the next year or two. So I'm actually going to try to figure out what I'm going to do, if it's going to end up being TOS or maybe I'll just throw everything over into E-Trade. I'm not sure yet because Thinkorswim's really kind of on my nerves, honestly. Okay. Options are great for micro account. Yeah, well, so are OTCs. So that's why we're here. I think OTCs are great for people who are just starting out and don't have a whole lot to trade with. All right. Convert over Thinkorswim. You want to. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there. Appreciate you tuning in tonight to tonight's live stream. If you are visiting for the first time, please like and subscribe to this channel if you learned something. I do have links in the description. I am actually part of the Techbuds-Solutions group. I didn't really disclose at the beginning of this channel, the beginning of the show here tonight, but TechBuds is a much larger platform that has like-minded individuals who network uh, together and help each other with trading and other entrepreneurial ventures. And so I actually had the link to our Facebook group in the description, as well as a link to our Discord chat that we talk in every day within Techbud-Solutions. Um, all right. That is all I got for you guys tonight. I believe that is it. And as always, guys, I will see you before the bell. B Smith is out.